Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to return back to Lithuania and take another look at one of their other menus. This is the NR1 or Menu 1. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. So as you can see, I now have here on the table this Lithuanian NR1, which is a stewed pork with rice porridge. Simple looking bag, as we know now, very much like the USMRE but green. There is a little tear open notch there, but they don't seem to work very well, so I'm just going to bring in a whole friend just to cut across the back there. So as always, we'll just slit across the back. Opens nice and easy, and we'll see what this pack actually contains. So straight off the top we have a little accessory bag, and we'll just have a quick look at that now while we're here. So in there we have some chocolate, we have what I believe is jam. Often these contain honey, I think this time that's jam. We have a black tea, there is sugar, and a vitamin C lemon flavoured instant drink. So a lemon flavoured vitamin drink, and there is a little list of ingredients there, contents. We also have a packet of the famous now Hardtack Biscuits, the SU1s for rusks or biscuits, crackers. There is a nice pack of simple plain almonds. There is the standard other accessory pack now, which as you can see, we don't need to open that, it does contain some fuel tabs, a box of matches, a simple spoon and a wet nap. To one side there. We have, to go with the fuel tabs, the simple stove, and obviously we have the mains in a nice little box there, which contains a FRH flameless ration heater and the stewed pork with rice mash. It's called rice mash there, I don't know if you see, it's actually in English. It is called rice porridge on the translation. So this is the contents of the Lithuanian NR1. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. So as you can see, I now have here laid out on the tray this Lithuanian NR1 menu. And before we start, I have to apologise if you can hear any background noise. My neighbour again has decided to do some home maintenance. Somehow he always tries to do this when I'm recording, so please excuse any background noise. Now, for this particular menu, we have the stewed pork with rice mash, which I've been boiling for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to start now where I normally like to start, and that's making the preparations. So I'm going to start first off with this lemon vitamin C citrus drink. So this is the cold beverage base powder, very lumpy, very clumpy. These always look like they've been exposed to a little bit of damp, but I think they're made like this. A bit tricky to get out the pack there. Every one of these I have seems to have a similar sort of texture and consistency. It does look like they've been exposed to damp, but I don't believe they are. I think that's just how they're made. So using cold water, I'll just give this a mix. You can use hot, make like a lemon tea, but I'm using cold in this instance. And we'll just give that a full glass and a really good mix. There's still some large sugar granules in there. We'll do that a couple of minutes just to hopefully dissolve a little bit better. And next I think we'll need to go have a look at the tea. Now, this is a golden Ceylon black tea. It looks like it's a commercial bag with a little bit of a military sticker put over the top there, so it looks like a standard commercial tea. Just the normal little bag on the string, which we're all used to now. And again, no whitener. Obviously, I think white tea must not be a thing in most of the European Union, but we do have this sugar. So we'll just have about a teaspoon of that. There is about 12 grams, so as a rough estimate, it's approximately half, I would say. And using the Lithuanian spoon, which is always a little bit dicey with hot water, we'll just give that about half to 3/4 of a mug of hot water, just to give it its best chance of flavour. A bit of an agitation, and then I'll just leave it there for a couple of minutes, obviously, to do its thing. Moving around the table, we'll take a look at the almonds. Now, these are always universal in every Lithuanian, either almonds or hazelnuts. You always get one or the other. I was looking at the calorific value of some of these items. The mains is only 171 calories, and I would have thought that wasn't very much, but then I've seen the calorie content for this bag of nuts. There is over 500 calories just in this bag of nuts. So 500 and 171, it soon starts adding up. So plain, simple, unsalted, unroasted almonds. Now, the infamous Hardtack Biscuits, the SU1 rusks, seen many times before now. It's been a friend to open them. Not a particular favourite of mine. I've said many times before, I don't know why they have to make them like the old style shipped biscuits. Every other country managed to make a more softer cracker, but it is a very hard baked wheat cracker with some caraway seeds. Very hard. Could repair the side of an armoured vehicle with those. We'll have a look at the chocolate. Again, universal in all the Lithuanian rations. I do know from experience this is a good quality chocolate, around about the 50% cocoa mark. I do enjoy this chocolate. This is a fresh ration, no blooming, nice and fresh, and there is 2 pieces of there. We should just get one out for now. What is nice to see is some jam. Usually we have honey, so this is a strawberry jam, which is nice to see. A little bit of variety. So a very simplistic looking strawberry jam. And last but not least, we have the stewed pork with rice mash, 240 grams, which we'll just bring in a bowl again just for ease of demonstration. Does seem to show up nicer in a white bowl. I'll just bring my friend back there. On opening, there is a nice smell emanating from there. This is very soft, but also very hot. Wow. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Burn, burn, burn. Very nice. Peppery, spicy sort of smell coming from there. Very soft looking. I'm just going to give that a drink. You can see there's still a lot of sugar on the bottom there, so I shall give that another good mix. I suppose with it being lemon, I could have poured the powder into my tea and made a very strong lemon tea, but I'm not actually personally a fan of that, so we'll just have black tea there. Okay, so let's start off with the tea. A light looking tea, it's not particularly dark. Very basic quality. With the sugar, it's just acceptable as a black tea. I would like to see some whitener, but it is a very simplistic English style breakfast tea. Certainly not unpleasant. Certainly doesn't taste like it's too much of a cheap brand. It's a sort of middle priced, middle quality tea, but certainly adequate. Now I'll have a look at the lemon drink. There is still some sugars in the bottom, but apart from that it's dissolved quite nicely. It's nice and clear. Delicate lemon flavour, not overpowering. Surprisingly, for that amount of sugar, it's not overly sweet. I would say that's the right balance between sweetness and bitterness from the citric acid that's in there. A nice, pleasant, lemon flavoured, refreshing cold drink there. I think I shall go straight onto the mains. This is the stewed pork with rice mash. So as you can see, very highly stewed, very soft, very wet looking. Can't take out the vegetables, just have to have the whole thing in one go. Soft, smooth, almost like a puree. There's no texture there in the pork, no texture in the vegetables. Everything is seriously heavily stewed, no texture in there whatsoever. That said, plenty of flavour. There is pork pieces, it's ground pork, there's no texture left to it. You do get the impression that there is like ground pork in there, minced pork. Vegetables can't be seen. It's lightly, delicately flavoured. Salt, black pepper, very little else. Pork, vegetables. Soft, warm, comforting. Just lacking on the texture side. I suppose we could have some of these hardtack caraway biscuits, the SU1 crackers. As I've said in all my videos now, for the protection of my own teeth, I find it's much easier just to break some of these into smaller chewable pieces and just add them to the meal. I find if I try and bite them with my front teeth, there's a risk of my front teeth being snapped. Even the side teeth have trouble with these. Smaller pieces. Mixed in the meal. Let the molars at the back of your mouth do the work as opposed to your biting teeth, and they're just about acceptable. They are a bulking agent. They do have some crunch, but not a lot of otherwise distinctive flavours. As a bulking agent, they just about do their job. Now let's have a look at some of the almonds. Unroasted, unsalted, straight out of the shell, natural raw almond. Still crisp, still fresh, nice quality. If you like plain natural nuts straight out the shell, which I actually do, they are a bigger thing here in the UK. They are a good quality, tasty, natural almond. And have a look at the jam. Now the only thing we've got to have the jam on is some of the caraway seed crackers. Personally, I don't think the caraway seeds do this any justice for the jam, but let's have a little taste of that. Jam, decently set. Does seem like a natural strawberry jam. I can see little seeds in there, so it does look like it's got proper fruit, proper strawberries in there. Not overly sweet, nicely set. A nice, decent strawberry jam. Just refresh my palate there. It's a very nice palate refreshing lemon drink. And last but not least, the good old 50% cocoa or thereabouts chocolate. No bloom. This is a fresh ration. I think it's a 2020. Nice and fresh. Had these many times before. Always enjoyed them. Personally, the 50 to 60% band of cocoa I think is the right combination of bitterness from the cocoa and sweetness from the sugar. Melts on your tongue, not overly brittle. It's a very pleasant, very chocolatey, nicely sweetened piece of chocolate. Usually disappears very quickly in my household. The wife also loves this chocolate. The moment she knows I'm doing one of these reviews, this disappears, so I'm going to have to eat this one very quickly. So overall, a very nice rounded meal. Missing a little bit on the texture, which is a shame. It would be nice if the stew had some more visible vegetables in there, and the pork had a little bit more texture, but still plenty of flavour. Nothing untoward, and nothing certainly unpleasant. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.